What is up, everyone? Today is Tuesday, which means that's time for another live Q&A. As always, I'm your host, Paul J. Lipsky, here to answer any questions you might have about dropshipping onto different marketplaces like eBay and Facebook Marketplace. So if that interests you, if you've seen some of my other videos where I kind of break down for you exactly how to start dropshipping or other online businesses, and you have questions about it, come to one of these live streams. I do them every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time for you. Been doing them for like 6 years now. So I am here to answer those questions for you. Let me jump into the chat and see who's here. If you're just joining me, make sure to say hi and let me know where in the world you're coming in from. I'm joining you from cloudy, a bit gloomy and cold Colorado. All right, so perfect day to stay inside and dropship. So what is up, Julie? Julie says, if we use Amazon without using Prime, will Amazon have a problem with us entering so many different ship to addresses? It's a great question, Julie. The answer is no, that's not a problem. So just to kind of give some background on this as to why Julie is asking this question, Amazon doesn't like it when you use Amazon Prime to drop ship. So if you have an Amazon Prime account and you start drop shipping using it, you'll get away with it for a bit, maybe even for a while, but they'll start to see that you're shipping to all these different addresses, and then they're going to tell you, hey, you're not supposed to use Prime for commercial purposes. And because you are, we're going to shut down your Prime account. So the solution there is, the easiest solution is just not to use Amazon Prime. Just use a regular Amazon account. The good news, though, is that obviously Amazon knows we're doing this because they're shutting down Prime accounts, but they're still letting us use regular Amazon accounts, which tells us that they don't have an issue with it because they obviously know that we're doing it. All right, what's up, Kared? Kared says, I don't have a burning question. Did want to say it's hard not to notice the high level of character integrity and passion you bring across all your platforms, your humility, generosity, superpowers, amazing mentor. Cred, that's awesome. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, like I said, I've been doing this for 7 years, and I wouldn't keep doing this if I didn't love it and love helping all of you learn about dropshipping and help answer all your questions that you all have. Great question, Gerardo. This has happened to me before. So Gerardo says, I had a customer ask me about BCE tracking numbers and wanted to know what carrier will deliver the package. I don't know if telling that customer that Amazon will be delivering is a good idea. What do you think? Yeah, so some background on this. When you're drop shipping from Amazon, one of the other challenges with it is that Amazon uses their own logistics company, their own carrier, Amazon Tracking. That's like those trucks you see driving around, Amazon trucks. So you're not going to have a UPS number. You're not going to have a FedEx number. It's an Amazon tracking number. And that Amazon tracking number, you shouldn't really be uploading it into eBay. So to replace that, we have these BCE numbers instead. And there's a way you can convert Amazon numbers to BCE numbers. And those are accepted by eBay. So then the question is, what if a customer asks you about it? I usually just tell them that the tracking can be seen through eBay. And we use this company BCE, which coordinates with local carriers to actually deliver it for the final delivery. So that's up to the carrier. It's not up to us. We have no control over that. So you just have to see who they coordinate with to deliver it. And that's not that unusual. There are other companies. I'm trying to, like, Last Mile is one of them. What's the other one? Like DHL, for instance. A lot of times they will ship to a certain point, and then like USPS will take over and deliver it from like a hub to the actual person's home. So let me give you a better example. Like if I order something that gets delivered through DHL, oftentimes what happens is DHL will bring it to like Denver, Colorado, which is like a major city here in Colorado. And then from there, USPS will take over and actually deliver it to my house. So you see it changes hands there. And so that's what I would explain to the customer, that's kind of the way it works with BCE. Ken Taste says, do you think AutoDS's auto ordering is working properly, or do you recommend hiring a VA instead? What are the problems that people are experiencing with auto ordering? Okay, so good question. So the software we use, AutoDS, can be set up to actually automatically order items for you every time orders come in on eBay. Now, I love AutoDS. I think it works fantastic for listing items, for repricing them, for updating the stock levels. I haven't used their auto ordering extensively. I've definitely tested it out. And when I tested it out, it worked well. But for myself, for that part of the dropshipping fulfillment, I like having a lot more control over it. So I have my virtual assistants place it. That way we know exactly when orders were placed. We can actually see them in our own accounts and all those sorts of things. So I prefer it for that reason, but there is obviously some huge benefits to doing automatic ordering. Unfortunately, some people have reported that recently AutoDS's auto ordering hasn't been as strong as it's been in the past. It hasn't been working as well. And I think the biggest frustration for people is that when something doesn't work, it's really hard to tell what's not working and where things are. Like, has this item been ordered? Why hasn't been ordered yet? Those types of things. That's exactly why I like having my virtual assistants do it instead. So that's kind of the complaint that people have, is that they don't really know what's not working when something's not working, which is a reason you might want to use a virtual assistant. Now, AutoDS does have the option, which might be a really good middle ground, where you actually have your own accounts, like your own Amazon account, your own Walmart account, and they will actually order it using those accounts, not their own. That way, you're still able to log into those accounts and see what has happened, and you don't have to try to guess when something goes wrong. So that might be a better middle ground for you instead. Another good question from Cantaste saying, so when I'm dropshipping from Walmart and Amazon, sometimes I have this issue where I'm using third-party sellers, and some of them are good and some of them aren't good. How do I find which ones are reliable? Or should I just use the ones that are fulfilled by Amazon and Walmart? Yeah, so it is a challenge. Generally, in the beginning, I recommend that when you're dropshipping from Amazon and Walmart, you only dropship products that are fulfilled by Amazon or Walmart. Luckily, that's a lot of products. That's most of the products. So when you go into Amazon and you're looking through products, you want to look for ones that are Prime eligible. You're not going to be using Prime again, but you want to look for ones that are Prime eligible, because that means they're going to be fulfilled by Amazon. There's another way you can look. Let me pull up Amazon and actually show you. So this is like a better concrete example, because there's another way of doing it. I got to enter this CAPTCHA in to access Amazon. Okay, so I'm here on Amazon and I'm going to search for, let's say, I don't know, scarves. This probably isn't a great item to dropship because they're usually pretty cheap. Oh, some of these actually there's some more money than I thought. Okay, so look here, you see like all these say Prime, 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 Prime. Again, we're not going to be using Amazon Prime, but that tells you that these are fulfilled by Amazon, meaning Amazon has them in their warehouse and they are actually going to ship it out. It's a lot more reliable. But also coming in here, let's look at this one. You can see here on the right, just got to move some stuff. It says Amazon Prime here, but also it will say, yes, ships from Amazon right there. It might be sold by another company. That's totally fine. But what you want is ships from Amazon. That's the key, because that means that Amazon's the one who's actually going to ship it out to the customers. And you can see it's kind of harder to find stuff on Walmart that doesn't qualify, that isn't fulfilled by Walmart. But Walmart, you're going to see that it has Walmart Plus. Walmart Plus should mean that it's being sold by Walmart itself. I always have trouble finding one that isn't. Here, this one might be. So like this item right here, same thing. You want to look here on the right, and you can see sold and shipped by Luxury Divas, not by Walmart. So those are the ones you want to avoid at first when you're first selling. Contrast that with something that is sold and shipped by Walmart. And here on the right, you can see, actually it doesn't say anything. It just has the Walmart Plus icon. Yeah. So if it says over here, like this one, there's too much stuff going on. Anyway, you get the point. Okay. Cyberplayer says, happy late New Year's, Paul. Is now a good time to start selling Valentine's Day gifts and other related stuff, or is it too early for that? No, it's absolutely not too early. Now's a great time to start selling all of those products. I usually say for like the minor holidays, you want to start listing about a month before. So that's certainly now. For the more major holidays, like primarily the ones in December, you'd want to do it even earlier than that. You know, I started playing around with this text last week, and I don't like, that's a little cleaner, a little easier to read. I'm not convinced on this color scheme here, but maybe I'll change it later. What do you guys think? Do you like the color of the box here, or should I make it something different? Before this, like last week, it was gray. It's just kind of boring, the gray color. So I was trying to mix up the color a bit, make it look a little bit nicer for the new year, kind of change it up. Let me know what you guys think of that. What is up, JD in Tahoe? What's up, Odima? Thanks for coming back. Hey, what's up, Perky Dish in Boston? Hey, Sean in Michigan. Good to see you. Okay, good question, Gerardo. Gerardo says, what do you think of adding a template to my main images showing my store name along with services offered like fast and free shipping and satisfaction guaranteed, etc.? So what Gerardo is talking about are watermarks on your items. So let me see if I can find an example of a watermark. So when I'm doing this on the fly, so there's a good chance I'm not going to find anything. Oh, actually, never mind. Pretty easy to find. Okay, I'll go ahead and share my screen and get rid of this for now. All right, so these are like watermarks, right? You have the image, but it also says buy two, get one free. Buy two, get one free. That's what we're seeing a lot of. 60 plus colors, buy two, get one free. 100% cashmere, but that's not exactly, I mean, this is sort of a watermark. What Gerardo is talking about is it'll say like fast and free shipping on the side and another watermark with the name of your store. I'm not seeing, yeah, like here we go, like this. Like all this sort of stuff up here. Technically, that is against eBay's rules. You're not supposed to put watermarks on photos unless something has changed. But last I saw, the official rule is you're not supposed to do that. However, obviously, plenty of people do that. And these sellers aren't new sellers. They've been around for a long time. They have a lot of sales. So it seems like it's one of those rules, like many of eBay's rules, that aren't enforced. Now, I will say this appears extremely busy. There's too much going on here. If you're going to do it, I would just have like one or two things, like fast and free shipping and maybe the name of your store. But that's it. But like I said, it is technically against the rules. The other problem with it is that you have to find a way to do that. I'm always trying to do things as efficiently as possible. So for me, I'm not going to add watermarks because that's an extra step that me or my virtual assistant is going to have to do. If that maybe takes them a few minutes to do for every single item, well, that adds up. And instead of doing that, they can add a couple of more items. I'd rather have more items than these items that are just have this extra watermark on it, if that makes sense. Yeah, we use services like, if you use something like AutoDS for automatic ordering, it can actually convert tracking numbers for you. Even if you don't use auto ordering, AutoDS can convert tracking numbers for you automatically. You can also use TrackTaco for that as well. for converting tracking numbers. Stella says, how can I list on eBay Motors and synchronize with compatibility lists for specific vehicle fitting? Wow, big question. To be honest, I don't know. I'll always be honest about what I know and don't know. And I don't know that. eBay Motors is a tricky category category to sell in. Normally you can't sell on eBay Motors. You got to get some sort of approval for it, I believe. I don't know because there's never been items that I want to sell into eBay Motors. So I don't know. I know it is different selling in there. It's an extra complicated step to get set up with that. So I don't know about eBay Motors, to be honest. Okay. Gerardo says, I've never had to cancel an order for being out of stock until now. The supplier said the item will no longer be available. What do I do? What do I say to the customer to agree to cancel so I don't get a defect for canceling due to being out of stock? And how could this affect my store? All right. So yeah, on eBay, you're not really supposed to cancel items for being out of stock. If you do that, you get what's called a defect on your account. If you get enough defects, when you're a new seller, you are allowed up to 3 defects, I believe. After a while, that becomes not a set number, but a percentage. But in the beginning, it's 3 defects, I believe. If you get more than that, then you're going to fall below standard. Your eBay store is going to fall below standard. And you don't want that. Falling below standard hurts your store, so you want to stay above standard. So the good news is that you get up to 3 of those. So if you just have 1, it's totally fine for you to cancel it for being out of stock. And you can even just message the customer and say, hey, I'm sorry, this item is out of stock. This is going to have to be canceled. And you cancel that 1 order for being out of stock. The one thing I will say is go into your account first and make sure you don't have any other defects. Sometimes you get them and you don't even realize it because there's other reasons you can get defects as well. But assuming you have none, 1 is not going to hurt you. So it's okay to do it once. But normally what we do is we send a script to basically say, hey, this item is, the last one was damaged. Do you want to wait for one? And if they say they want to cancel, then we say the customer asked for it to be canceled. George says, Happy New Year, Paul. Happy New Year to you, George. George wants to start dropshipping onto eBay. Is it the same as dropshipping onto Facebook Marketplace? Yes and no is the answer, George. So the basic idea is the same, right? We are listing items onto eBay that we don't own. And when they sell, we then buy them from a supplier who will ship them directly to the customer. And a lot of the suppliers we're going to use are the same as well. But in a way, it's a very different game. There's a lot of additional settings you have to set up on eBay. The software like AutoDS actually communicates directly with eBay, so that has to be set up correctly and used correctly. And just the whole product research game is going to be a lot different as well. So similar, yes, but also quite different. Let me see if I can understand this. D says, is it okay to use the import to AutoDS on Amazon to list products on AutoDS? Will that cause the account to be dropshipping suspicious to eBay? No, we haven't. All these things that you're worried about are things that I've not seen happen to people. So I wouldn't worry about it. I'm not going to spend too much time unpacking that just because every day I get questions from people with new rumors about things that could hurt their eBay account, things that eBay doesn't like. And every time I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, where are these questions coming from? Or where are these rumors coming from? I just don't understand it. So that's why sometimes I just quickly dismiss some of them and say, like, I've never heard of that happening. I've been doing this for a while and I've helped a lot of people do this. And a lot of these concerns people have just don't exist. I almost wonder if people create these fake rumors about reasons dropshipping doesn't work just to keep competition away. Because some of them just, like I said, I've been doing this for a long time and I've never heard of these things, never heard of these ever being an issue with anyone that I've ever worked with. And yet people are coming out saying that, oh, I can't dropship because of XYZ. And it just kind of leaves me scratching my head like where did that come from? I am sorry, Tyler. I don't know why that would have happened. Maybe do you have more than one AutoDS account? I don't own AutoDS, and I'm not like a partner with them. Like I don't own a part of them, so I can't go in and take a look at what happened. But I would go in and just tell them, hey, look, you got to give this back, or I'm going to issue a charge back or something because it sounds like they accidentally charged you again, and they should really refund that. Edwin says, talk about TikTok shop dropshipping. So yeah, something I'm very interested in, and I have some really cool ideas around this and really cool things I'm working on around this. As part of that, I want to collaborate with some other people who are already successfully dropshipping using TikTok shops. So I'm going to do some outreach about that on my Facebook. But if you're watching right now and you already have a successful TikTok shop that you're dropshipping with, send me a message. You can email me, paul@pauljlipsky.com, and just say like, hey, I have a TikTok shop and I'm doing well with it, or send me a DM on Facebook. I guess Instagram, but Facebook would be better. And just let me know because I have an interesting project that we might want to collaborate on. That's still kind of in the early phases, but it's a pretty cool project if that's you. Yeah, Eunice here is trying to set up an eBay stealth account. I can't speak too much about this because eBay stealth accounts, the way they are traditionally run, do not actually work anymore. So what is a stealth account? Okay, so on eBay, let's say you have an eBay account and for some reason that account gets banned. It's not the account that's gotten banned, it's you that has gotten banned, which means that if you try to create a new eBay account, that new one's going to get banned as well. How do they know it's you? Well, if you use the same name, the same address, the same phone number, if you have the same IP address, maybe the same cookies from the computer, they look at all of that stuff and they could ban your new account because they know it's you. So if people got banned in the past, what they try to do is create a stealth account. And a stealth account has all that information I just mentioned, but new, fresh, separate from the main one. This used to work in the past, but now it doesn't because when you sign up for eBay, they need your social security number. So unless you have some fraudulent fake social security numbers, which is a whole other problem, then you really can't start stealth accounts. The only way that stealth accounts work is, let's say you do get banned, and then you have let's say your mother, and your mother lives in another house in another state, and you're like, hey, let me run an eBay account for you. You could set up all that stuff like a stealth account, but it would actually be under her name, obviously with her permission to do that, and you basically run the account for her. That's the only way it would really work. Doesn't have to be your mother, obviously. That's just an example of a random person. Julie says, I know you don't use auto ordering through AutoDS, but if I use it and they order through Amazon, would we get a tracking number from TrackTaco, or would we still need to do that? Actually, AutoDS, inside the settings, you can set it up to automatically convert tracking numbers. It doesn't use TrackTaco, but it uses something similar. And so it will actually convert it for you and upload it for you. So really powerful if you get it to work and it works right. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened, man. I don't know why they would have done that. That sucks. I'm not sure why they would have done that. All right, what do you think about dropshipping Stanley cups from AE? I know it's dangerous, but it seems like it's a guaranteed sale. What is AE? I assume you're talking about like these Starbucks cups, right? Or not even just the Starbucks ones. I mean, the Stanley tumblers are just insane how popular they are. I'm not sure what AE means. But yeah, Stanley tumblers are very, very popular products. If you don't know what those are, let me pull up a photo of it. These are the things that were going like crazy on Starbucks. They have like their own version of it, and like people are, I believe, Stanley AEs, just like these big tumblers. Like people go nuts for these. Are those Starbucks things Stanleys? Let me check this. Yeah, the pink ones. Yeah, exactly. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to drop ship these. You'd have to buy these locally and then actually sell them. Stanley is probably one of those companies, those products, those brands, I should say, that you shouldn't be drop shipping. There's certain brands we should definitely stay away from. I would guess that they would be on that list, but I'm not certain of that. It's called eBay's Vero list. These were definitely popular products when I was doing more online arbitrage. We were buying these and reselling them, and that worked really well, selling them on Amazon, doing it that way. Yeah. Kimberly likes the purple. Kared likes the purple. Crypto Surfer might like the purple. All right, Camille says, I am planning to use AutoDS and Zeek, but I'm kind of scared. Can you show me how we should set up AutoDS and what we need to focus on as a beginner? Yeah, so that's kind of outside the scope of this video, but I have plenty of videos on YouTube about how to start dropshipping, how to get set up. To be honest, the really in-depth step-by-step guide is my course, and it's only reserved for my students. So like, for instance, in that, I show you how to sign up for AutoDS, all the right settings to use. There's actually a lot of settings on AutoDS. So I show you step-by-step how to do that. Same thing for Zeek and how to use both of them successfully. So that is inside my course. You can check it out at dropshippingtitans.com. But otherwise, I have some more general videos here on YouTube about how to use them. Yeah, the Cyber Player says, I don't care what color the box is, as long as you keep the new font. What are you talking about? You don't like this one? Or you don't like... God, I'm trying to find like a really terrible font. Of course, now I can't find a terrible one. This one? That's probably the worst it can get. Yeah, the other one was just a bit too like squiggly. What about this one? I mean, that's pretty classy. That's classy. All right, we're going to go back to Arial, whatever it's called. Arial. A lot cleaner and easier to read, I think. Is that the right one? Is it too bold, it looks like? There we go. Get rid of the bold. Okay. Wishing you guys a stronger immune system this year. Hope that you are taking stronger vitamins, etc. this year. Was I sick a lot last year? I don't seem to remember that. It's possible. Good evening, Kevin from Lakeland, Florida. I've been there. Love Florida. Love Lakeland, Florida. Does my Amazon course cover FBA? My Amazon course is not open for enrollment right now, but it's drop shipping on Amazon. I don't do FBA on that. If you want to learn how to do FBA, you should take my buddy Steve's course. He does online arbitrage onto Amazon is without a doubt the simplest, most beginner-friendly way to do online arbitrage that I've ever found. I did it for a few months, more than a few months, and made good money with it. So it definitely works. Definitely works. Awesome. Happy New Year, Lorenzo. Yeah, but can't you just have like a small watermark? I thought it wasn't a big one. Like one that says all the sort of stuff that he wanted. I'll log in and take a look. I thought it was just a simple small watermark. I've never looked into watermarks for Facebook. I don't actually know the answer to that. And that would be even harder to create the watermarks for. Okay. You can't ask the question that many times. You're just spamming the chat. Anne says, hi, Paul. Taxes. How do you calculate your taxes to be profitable? Well, you're going to have to pay taxes. I'm not sure what you mean by profitable, because you only pay taxes if you are profitable. So I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. But this is something that I'm definitely not an expert on. If you want, you can speak to a CPA about it. But generally speaking, if you make money, if you're profitable, then you're going to have to pay taxes on that income. Same like if you were working a job, right? You got to pay taxes. I've made videos about it in the past. Certainly, it's definitely about sales tax. But again, with income tax, it's not like income tax can eat up all your profit, because by definition, income tax is a portion of your profit. So you first have to be profitable, and then out of the profit come the taxes. Okay. I think I get what you mean. What websites are the best ones to get products from, to like drop ship products from, like the best delivery times, prices, etc.? So you should really be focusing on products that are based in the United States, suppliers that are based in the United States primarily. There are some websites you can dropship from China. Like if you're going to do it, I think CJ Dropshipping is one of the best. But in general, dropship from suppliers based in the United States. They're going to get you the best quality products. They're going to get to the customers the quickest. There's going to have the best customer service. Excuse me. Overall, it's just a better option for you. Now, that still leaves open quite a large number of sellers. So what you can do is, like if you come over to AutoDS, let me share my screen. You can see all the suppliers that it works with. So here, AliExpress, so yeah, Home Depot, Sam's Club, Walmart, Wayfair, Amazon, let's see what else is in the US, Costco, Bed Bath & Beyond, Costway, a whole bunch of them here. Generally speaking, all of these are going to be good suppliers, because the reason they were added to AutoDS is because someone was using them very successfully. Now, there are some I would watch out for, like Target is not dropship friendly. They will shut down your account if you dropship too much from them. Lowe's has terrible customer service as well. But a lot of these are really good. A really good one on this list is just Walmart. Walmart is one of the best suppliers that you can use as a beginner. One of the easiest to work with. So yeah, that's probably the best one for beginners. All right. Let's see here. Okay. I was looking at the watermarks on AutoDS, but I don't have it set up on this account. So I don't have it set up on any of my accounts. So I can't even show you how it works. But yeah. But yeah, it is possible to use watermarks on AutoDS. I actually don't listen to a lot of music, to be honest. I do listen to audiobooks. That's kind of like my thing when I'm walking around or driving. Try to learn something as I'm going about life. That's not a problem. So Cyberplayer says that they will sometimes end listings and choose the item is no longer available for sale. Is that a defect? No. It's only a defect if you have to cancel an order, which you're not doing. Joe Rogan's voice is here. And the voice says, should I open eBay as a personal account or business account? If possible, a business account. If possible. But don't get hung up on this. A lot of people, for whatever reason, can't open a business account or they already have a personal account. Just use the personal account if that's all you got. It's going to be fine. Hey, Rob in San Antonio. FX Karate Kid says, you want a business account because you get a higher limit if it's your first account. You make more with the same name, address, or limit. Yeah. So that's the reason you want a business account. But like I said, for some people, they can't. And I don't want people to get hung up on that. If you don't have the option, personal is still going to work for you. I haven't gotten your email about it. So you got to send me an email because I don't know what your email address is for that. No, not the terrible. What was wrong with that font? Yeah, like I said, my Amazon course isn't actually open right now. I'm looking at what I want to do this year, but I'm not sure yet in terms of kind of like my next big thing. It's been a couple of years since I've had like a big new thing, so like diving into something new. I mean, so I think I'm ready to do something like that, but I'm not sure what it is yet. Okay. I'm not laughing. Let me explain why I just laughed. So Iwin says, hey, I'm new to this. I'm from Chicago. So what's up? Great place, Chicago. Gets pretty cold in the winter, but I like the city a lot. Really fun in the summer. Iwin saying, I recently opened up a clothing store on Shopify, and I saw your short about Shopify. I've had 400 visitors and not one sale. So the reason I'm laughing is because I have a video on my YouTube channel. It's a short. It's about Shopify. It's my most watched video by far, and it's my most hated video by far. Because basically in that video, I trash talk Shopify and why it's a terrible idea. Now, just for you guys that are here today, that video is like a little bit tongue-in-cheek because I don't 100% believe everything I said in that video, but it certainly got a lot of attention, which is kind of what I was going for with the video. But the underlying premise of it is actually true, or is my belief, my opinion, which is that Shopify is really hard for beginners. You can get everything right. Like you can have a beautiful store. Like I'm sure your store looks beautiful. I'm sure you have well researched for your items. But how do you actually get people to visit your store? And then once they visit your store, how do you actually get them to trust you enough to purchase from you? That is the difficult part. Everything else is still difficult, but that is like the most difficult part, the part that really hurts people and prevents them from being successful with Shopify. So that was what I was trying to convey in that video. And some people took a lot of issue with that, saying that I'm lazy, basically. But the truth is that I've just found that dropshipping on a marketplace like eBay or Facebook or Amazon, there's already customers there. They're already shopping. They're already looking for products. Why not, when you're, especially as a beginner, why not just go where the customers already are? Why try to force them to come someplace new that they're not familiar with, to leave whatever site they're on? Because the only way you're going to get their attention is if you make like a TikTok video, or you post something on Instagram, or run ads on Facebook. So now not only do you have to get their attention with whatever you've made, but then you also have to convince them to leave the platform that they're on to visit your website. And then when they get there, you then have to convince them to purchase. You see how many like areas there are where it could fail, especially because these websites, they want people to stay on their website. They don't want people to be leaving. So that's why it's just so difficult. It sounds like you're in on Shopify, which I'm not going to tell someone not to do Shopify. I'm just giving my opinion about it, why I think it's not the best idea and not the best place to start. But if you are going to do it, all the more power to you. But I can't give advice on how to actually be successful with it or why you're not converting, besides what I've just kind of already explained. There's a few reasons why you didn't make as much profit as you want. But what I will say is that the profit that's listed on AutoDS is not always correct. That's not AutoDS's fault because that's just an estimation. You have to do it by hand to see how much profit you actually made on that item. Yeah. Again, I wouldn't get hung up on the watermark. If it's taking you a lot of time, I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah, this is getting into territory where you should really be speaking to a CPA. But no, eBay doesn't count anything as profit. eBay just says, here are your sales. They'll tell you you've done, let's say, $40,000 in sales this year. It is then up to you to do bookkeeping. Say, yes, I spent 40 grand in sales, but I also had expenses of $15,000, $20,000, whatever it is, because I had to actually order the product. That's on your part to do that bookkeeping to offset the total amount of sales that you made. Hey, what's up, JMC? Yeah. Thank you. Are you doing the double tap? Is that what that finger's for? Is that? Okay. Yeah, we upload the tracking numbers. We have them for all of our orders. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's why I sell on marketplaces, so I don't have to worry about it. I have a guy you can speak to. If you email me, paul@pauljlipsky.com, I can connect you with him. If my eBay account gets restricted, what's the best idea to continue selling on eBay? Yeah, so you want to talk to that guy. So you can email me, paul@pauljlipsky.com, and I will send you a link where you can talk to him. Because he's the best one to help you get unsuspended and to give you next steps if you can't. In that case, I would venture into Amazon if you're already selling on Walmart. Best place to start dropshipping is probably eBay, in my opinion. Definitely eBay, in my opinion. Renzo says, give me a good profit with the FBA. Is it because it's hard money and the dropshipping is the easy money and you like that easy money, don't you, Paul? I think what you're asking is like, why are you asking like why I stopped FBA? Is that what you're asking? I was just doing too much stuff, you know? And with dropshipping, I like that it can be totally hands off and outsourced. There's a lot you can obviously outsource with FBA, but yeah, I just, you know, sometimes enough is enough. Okay. So looks like I've gotten through all the questions. Thanks so much, everyone, for the great questions this week. Make sure to check out the description of this video. I have a ton of free resources in there for you to check out, some free ebooks that you can download in there. If you're watching this on the replay, come to one of the live streams. We do them every single Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll see you there. All right. Have a good week. Bye for now.